There are moments in life when waiting for motivation, inspiration, or the perfect time will only lead to stagnation. The truth is, motivation is fleeting, feelings are unreliable, and circumstances rarely align perfectly. Waiting for the right moment often becomes an excuse, a comfortable way to delay growth while watching others move forward. Growth, success, and transformation don't wait for you to feel ready, they demand action. That's why you must force yourself to do it even when your mind resists, even when fear whispers, and even when your body begs for comfort. Forcing yourself doesn't mean ignoring pain, it means choosing discipline over procrastination, effort over excuses, and courage over comfort. It means waking up when your body wants to sleep, starting that task when you feel unprepared, and stepping into challenges when your instincts scream to avoid them. It is in these moments, when you push yourself beyond your limits, that you discover your true capacity. You realize that strength is built not in ease, but in resistance. You learn that confidence is earned through consistent action, not mere desire. When you force yourself, you train your mind to prioritize purpose over pleasure. You teach your body and your habits that persistence matters more than convenience. Every time you push through resistance, you create momentum. Every time you act despite fear, you strengthen your discipline. And every time you refuse to give in to comfort, you prove to yourself that your dreams are more important than your doubts. Forcing yourself is about honoring your potential. It is about refusing to let laziness, distraction, or uncertainty dictate the outcome of your life. It is about taking control when external circumstances feel impossible, when your confidence is low, and when no one is around to push you forward. True progress begins when you act even when you don't feel like it, when you persist even when every part of you wants to quit, and when you commit to movement regardless of the obstacles. When you make forcing yourself a habit, you stop relying on fleeting motivation. You stop waiting for someone else to guide you, inspire you, or push you. You stop underestimating yourself because action becomes proof of your capability. You discover that the things you feared were too hard are often the very things that propel you to a higher level of achievement. You learn to trust your own resolve, your own strength, and your own commitment to becoming the person you are meant to be. Every time you force yourself to act, no matter how small the step, you break a chain of excuses, hesitation, and self-doubt. You begin to see obstacles as challenges rather than barriers. You begin to view discomfort as the fuel that drives growth. You realize that action, even when forced, produces momentum, which transforms into confidence, clarity, and results. And in the process, you start shaping a life that is defined not by what you wanted to do, but by what you chose to do relentlessly, consistently, and courageously. Many people wait for the perfect moment, the ideal conditions, or the right feeling, before taking action. The truth is, readiness is an illusion. Life rarely hands you clarity, and waiting for motivation to arrive often becomes a trap. Every successful person you admire started before they felt ready. They acted despite uncertainty, doubts, and fear. When you force yourself to start before you feel fully prepared, you break the cycle of hesitation. That first step, no matter how small, is a declaration. You are choosing action over comfort, courage over fear. Momentum begins the moment you stop waiting and start doing. Desire is temporary, discipline is lasting. Motivation can appear like a spark, but it fades quickly. Waiting for motivation is a losing game. The key to progress is forcing yourself to act consistently, even when you feel tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. Discipline builds mental toughness, strengthens your willpower, and shapes your character. When you act without waiting for feelings, you train your mind to prioritize goals over comfort, long-term success over short-term pleasure. The person who can force themselves to act consistently will always achieve more than the one who waits for desire to arrive. Resistance is inevitable whenever you attempt something meaningful. It can be physical, emotional, or mental. Your body may resist, your mind may doubt, and fear may scream at you to stop. But resistance is a signal, a sign that you are moving toward growth. Forcing yourself to push through resistance strengthens resilience and builds confidence. The discomfort you feel in the moment is temporary. The growth you achieve from it lasts a lifetime. Every time you push past fear, hesitation, or procrastination, you expand your limits and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Forcing yourself to act is not just about completing tasks. It's about taking ownership of your life. No one else can do your work, chase your dreams, or overcome your obstacles. Blaming circumstances, waiting for someone to push you, or relying on external validation will keep you stuck forever. When you force yourself to act regardless of obstacles, you send a message to yourself and the world. I am in control of my life. I choose action, and I refuse to remain a victim of circumstances. Ownership transforms fear into confidence, excuses into solutions, and dreams into reality. Procrastination is a habit disguised as comfort. Every time you delay, you reinforce hesitation, self-doubt, and fear. Forcing yourself to act disrupts that cycle. Even one small action, making a phone call, writing a page, starting a project, creates momentum. Momentum reduces fear, builds clarity, and generates energy to continue. Each step forward compounds over time, turning small victories into massive results. The key is to act first and let clarity, motivation, and confidence follow. Waiting never produces results. Action always does. Momentum is created by consistent action over time. Forcing yourself to act daily, even when progress feels slow, is the secret to extraordinary success. Habits are formed through repeated effort, and consistency compounds into unstoppable force. Every action, no matter how small, builds confidence, sharpens skills, and strengthens resolve. A single day of effort may seem insignificant, but a year of consistent action transforms your life. When you force yourself to be consistent, you stop relying on fleeting motivation and begin to rely on the habits and routines that shape high achievers. Fear is natural whenever you step outside your comfort zone. But fear does not have to paralyze you. It can become your greatest motivator. Forcing yourself to act despite fear turns anxiety into energy, hesitation into courage, and uncertainty into results. Every time you confront what scares you, you strengthen your mindset, expand your comfort zone, and prove your resilience. Action transforms fear into a tool, not a barrier. The more you force yourself to act despite fear, the more fear loses power over you, and the stronger, more capable, and more unstoppable you become. Now is the moment to stop waiting for motivation to find you. Stop hoping that conditions will be perfect. Stop letting fear, doubt, and hesitation control your life. The truth is, nothing will change until you force yourself to act. Every step you take, even when it feels impossible, brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. Remember, growth doesn't happen in comfort, it happens in resistance. It happens when you push yourself to rise, when your mind wants to quit, when your body begs for rest, and when the world seems to be against you. Action transforms dreams into reality, discipline beats desire, consistency compounds into unstoppable momentum. Fear becomes fuel when you refuse to surrender to it. Your life will not wait for you to feel ready. Your opportunities will not pause for your hesitation. Your future belongs to those who act even when they don't feel like it. So stand tall, take that step, push through the fear, do the work that others avoid. Force yourself to act, and in that action you will find strength you didn't know existed. The person you are becoming is waiting on the other side of your resistance. The success, the freedom, and the life you dream of exist for the one who chooses to move, no matter what. So rise, step forward, and force yourself to do it because your future depends on it.